Welcome back to Stupid Guys Trade Stocks. I'm Vinny.
I'm Dylan.
And today we're going to talk about Dylan's swing trade picks for the week of March 8th.
Yes, and last week was brutal.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about this at the end. I'm going to show you. We gapped up on Monday, and a lot of the stocks went way past the buy points, and then we fell all the way back down to them. So a lot of the last weeks are still an option.
Interesting. All right. So a little disclaimer here. This channel is literally called Two Stupid Guys Trade Stocks. Everything we do here is for entertainment value alone. We're just kind of showing you how our own journey through trading stocks. Dylan is a swing trader. These are stocks that are on his radar for possible swing trades for the upcoming week of March 8th. As you said, unpredictable things can happen in the market. So sometimes it can blow right through what you thought was your possible range. And you need to really watch our how to swing trade video. We'll link it in the above here. So that way, you have an idea of basically what Dylan's basic safety rules are to keep him out of trouble.
Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah, he gets in a lot of trouble by staying within the rules too, but it's a separate issue.
Less trouble.
Less trouble.
So this week's gonna be a little bit different. Usually I do buy zones, sell zones, and stop losses, but market volatility has doubled in the last 2 days. So instead of doing that, I'm going to basically say the current price where the support is, and then in between those two areas would be a decent buy, but you got to watch, make sure you follow the rules, don't catch a falling knife. And then due to the times of it being more risky, I put this into 3 categories: low, medium, and high risk. Lows are for Vinny. So
yeah. By that you mean solid companies with good underlying financials?
Stress makes you younger, Vinny. All right.
Sure. All right.
So these are Vinny picks, sort of, right? So Citigroup, like most financials, you'd have no idea that we just had a correction. The graph we're still an uptrend, and if anything, they're still undervalued.
Yeah.
So not a bad one. Verizon was really not touched. They do not move that much, so this would be a closer stop loss if you were to take it. I'll show you where the support is. And then Apple's it's a pretty good, strong play over time. I'll show you the support where the 200 SMA is. Basically, you can invest in these 3 and probably come back in 3 months or something. You'll be fine. I don't know. Probably. So hold on, those are the cues. Let me go back to Citi.
2 of the 3 are owned by Warren Buffett, so he plans on owning them for the next 10 years.
Yeah, they're probably good.
Yeah.
And this one's not owned by Buffett, right?
The Citigroup, yeah, he owns Bank of America instead.
Yeah, but Burry owns this one.
Citigroup, yeah. Well, it calls on it, yes.
There you go. So we have Citigroup here. They are still an uptrend. You would have no idea if you're someone who didn't own a lot of tech stocks. You look at this and you're like, wow, this is a bummer. Because they actually made money last week.
Yeah.
So they broke out of this zone, and they're actually pretty undervalued. This is kind of the recent high, $84. So it's actually a decent swing trade opportunity.
Yeah.
They have pretty solid support around the 58 range. Here's Verizon. So Verizon, once again, they do not move near as much, right? But they're off of recent highs of $62. Buffett just invested in them. You're looking at about 10% gain here if you can get it. Pretty solid support here around 53.83. But this does not move that much, so don't expect a lot. And Apple, the whole tech sector was hit. Their 200 SMA is at 114. They have pretty solid support at this line here. Been hit a number of times, bouncing off of it, 118. So it's safer because it's Apple, and you can still make a decent amount of money. Not as much money as other companies, but you'll probably sleep better, which I'm not doing. So, all right, go back. The medium risk is going to be the tech sector that was hit pretty hard, right? So your AMD, honestly, MU is more attractive because it's still actually an uptrend. AMD's not, but more risk, more reward.
Yeah.
If the sector recovers, you would assume AMD would also recover. So
Interesting.
AMD's current price, 78.50. They have support at 73, 74 range. They're barely holding the 200 SMA. You can't really get much closer to it. If it drops, Nvidia and MU's 200 SMA are lower, so they'd be a lot safer. Show you here. So the Qs, this is the fun part. So we went from, that's about 12%, right? 12% correction.
Yeah, somewhere around 10.
So they are right above their 50-day, or sorry, 100 moving average. Let's look at AMD. Boom. Okay, so this is the 200 SMA right here. Barely holding it. They dipped down quite a bit down here and came back up. And they are holding the line here pretty solid. They are not in an uptrend. That is worth noting. Okay. This is not what an uptrend looks like.
That would be seem to be the opposite of an uptrend.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you do like this graph, like the weekly from like a 2-year graph, they are still an uptrend.
True.
But as of recently, they are not. Nvidia, which often they will trade very similarly. Same type of thing. They're a little bit higher above their 200 SMA, but still very close. Their graph looks fairly similar to AMD's, especially in the long term. However, they're more expensive, so if you have less money, then you can do AMD. Depending on which one you're throwing it. I mean, granted, the share percentage should be the exact same. So
usually,
MU. This is they broke the highs. If you took that trade, you would have gotten a little bit of a gain. As long as you set your stop loss to break even, which you're supposed to, you probably would have just broke even, not made anything, because we tanked down here to 81. I was actually watching this, and I got too stubborn, and I had a buy set at 80, and I'm really mad about it. I got too greedy, and it didn't hit 80.
I got you.
They are still in an uptrend very clearly, though, so they'd be a little bit safer with a little bit less reward.
Interesting.
All right. And their 200 SMA is all the way down at 60, so they're a lot safer. Okay, let's go back. This is the ones that Vinny won't like.
Yeah, FUBO. That's I know that's a friend of yours.
FUBO, I'm heavily invested in. I have about 500 shares now after averaging down. So FUBO is interesting. I'll pull it up here. Vinny, while I'm doing this, can you look up the last earnings date of FUBO? I think it was November 11th. So
okay,
not the last one. Two times.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say they just reported like this week.
Yeah, no. So they tanked after earnings as it did last time. Last time they had they missed expectations like negative 300%. This time they only did like negative 287%. So progress. But their subscribers and revenue were actually pretty solid. Current price $29.96. They got support at 26 that they've been holding quite a bit. REI in energy. This is less sexy, but oil is creeping up. We're at kind of higher than we have in a while. This is a small float stock. I think it's like 50 million float. I chose that because it moves more. Current price is 255. I'm in this. I'm average at 210. You could also, CAN is a Chinese company. It's very volatile, but it's also trending up a little bit. DKNG got hit hard this week. Like they went from like 72 to 56 or something. And then your EV plays. Take at your own risk. They've each lost NIO lost like 50% of its value. So did Plug. Tesla's, I'll show you those charts. And then OCGN is trending. And this is like a new thing where trending stocks seem to be doing very well because everyone's watching them. Yeah, I'll throw some shekels at it. That's
Yeah.
fine.
We saw what happened with Rocket Company last week, right?
Yeah, dude. I sold 2 days before that. I was in it, nothing was happening, and I sold all my shares for a break even, and 2 days later it opened at $38. And I was like, are you kidding me?
Always consult Wall Street bets before you sell stocks.
Yeah,
Right?
apparently. What on earth was that? So frustrating. The FUBO, we're still above the 100 SMA here. We closed right above it. We're at, you can't really get much close to it. It's like within 4 cents. So, no, I think it was November 11th.
10th, November 10th.
10th after hours. So they gapped up and then tanked, right? And then tanked and then tanked. And if you look at the SPY on this day, this is not what's happening. They're actually going up. Then after that, they just went up for some inexplicable reason. So I'm hoping the same thing happens here because same idea. We kind of gapped up and then tank as the market was tanking too, which exaggerated it. So I'm hoping to get a one bagger here, which is a 100% return. That would be pretty solid. REI. REI is a strong oil play. So they've been getting lots of volume on big days. And they're going up, right? And even on the day that was bad, that that shook the market a little bit, they actually, they only lost like 8 cents. There's a big swing, but they only lost like 8 cents. Also, this company's been around for like a long time. Just like a lot of oil companies, they're down a lot, but they were all the way up here. So,
yeah,
fairly interesting.
Definitely where the rotation has been going of late is into oil companies, and the kind of riskier, less profitable the oil company, the larger the price swings have been.
Yes, that is why I am in that one. So I day trade in the mornings. I'm not good at it, so I'm not ever do anything with it. Yeah, I'm still learning. But this stock is just having even a 10-minute candle can be $2. Like it's changing its entire market cap by 20% every day. So that's something to watch. OCGN is trending pretty high, and we're coming down to if we can get down to this 750 range, I may take this and just watch what happens, because it was at 14 3 days ago. Guys, these are mega risk. Okay, yeah. These are not invest in it and don't check your account for a month. That's a bad idea.
Yeah. You'll know something's up when Robinhood contacts you and says hey, you owe us $30,000.
Yeah, that's not good. So Plug and Neo, their charts look fairly similar. They're just getting hit. This whole cycle's getting hit.
Yeah.
Tesla, above the 200 SMA here. So that lawnmower is so loud. Can you hear it?
I just did.
Dang it. All right, but it's a similar chart, so those are ones to watch out for, guys. Go back to the next slide.
Yeah, those are risky.
Nice. There's a lawnmower near my window, so I'm trying to mute this. So past stuff, Neo hit a stop loss, PLTR hit a stop loss. So those were bad. CLSK, you got up to an 8-hour return. NUS is killing it still. Also still worth an entry. It's still above the 200 SMA. Actually, can you go back to the chart real quick?
Yeah, I'm actually in US from basically a value perspective is still as well.
Yeah, it's still with a recent buy from this point. So it's still hovering above the 200 SMA.
Yeah.
All right, go back for me. So these were the picks from last week. OSTK, SQ, MU, X, FUBO, Hulks, and PayPal. OSTK, SQ, and MU are all looking very good. We gapped up, so the buy zones weren't awesome. And now we kind of fell all the way back down to the buy zones. So keep an eye out for those three. Those could still work pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, Logic looks like it was bouncing a little bit. That one also from a value perspective. Although made an acquisition this week that I was not a huge fan of. But
I sold after you told me that, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't like that at all.
No. But yeah, it's a topic for another time.
Yep.
All right. Oh, yeah. Sometimes the market just makes you do silly things.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping you'd say. Vinny hasn't seen the presentation.
Yeah. Very red day. Just Dylan's portfolio looks like this tie here, just red and then goes straight down.
FUBO, baby. I'm still in it. That's all right. This loss isn't realized till you sell.
Yeah, exactly. Still in the game. That's what counts. As long as you still got air in your lungs, right, and money in your account. All right. Well, thanks for joining us.
My eyes from this week.
Yeah. That shows you're working hard. Yeah. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll hopefully some of these work out. We have a little bit calmer, greener week, but should be interesting.
Hopefully, I'll just take not losing money.
Yeah,
sounds good to me.
Yeah, I'm hoping to make a new all-time high, but it's fine.
Let's just compare in a month, man.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you guys in the next one.